Hello friends, welcome back to Pharma Info with Shivashish. Now today's topic, without wasting time and all, straightway we'll just get into the topic, right? So today's topic is synthesis of ketamine hydrochloride, right? Now as I have written here, dissociative anesthetic. So this is the category in which ketamine hydrochloride belongs, right? Okay, belongs to rather. Okay. Now let me tell you one thing, ketamine hydrochloride cannot be given for the purpose of anesthesia in basically major surgery, right? Major surgery it is avoided. In minor surgery like your stitching and all, right, this can be given, right? And that is why it's a dissociative anesthetic. That means here the depth of anesthesia is not that much, okay? It's not that much so that one can undergo a major surgery. One can recommend this particular thing during a major surgery, right? Okay, that's all. Now we'll not go to the mechanism and all because the topic is synthesis of ketamine, right? Now before getting into the synthesis, let us just see that how the structure looks like. That means the building which we have to construct, right? Okay. So now let us see that how the building looks. Now, building means the ketamine looks, right? So now how it looks actually. So ketamine as such, one thing that we can get from the name, that is one amine should be there. Because ketamine, okay, another thing that can be extracted is keta means keto. That means these are the two, fragments that can be extracted from the name itself, right? So likewise, if we just try to figure it out, how it looks actually. So ketamine possesses an aromatic ring, okay? To that aromatic ring, a chloro is there, a chloro group is there, a chlorofunctional group, and then chloroatom rather. Then to this, phenyl, one cyclohexane is there, and to this cyclohexane the keto moiety is there. I'm sorry, probably yes. A keto is there in this position, right? Okay. No, it's not like that. Yes. I have made it a bit wrong, it seems, right? Because so this is the portion, right? Yes, I'm supposed to write in this way. So now here the amine, which is secondary in nature, and the keto moiety is there, right? So these are the two things which we got from the name of the general anesthetic, that is ketamine hydrochloride, right? So this is your methylamino and this is keto. So how the so this is all about your ketamine, and if we just deal with ketamine hydrochloride, just put a hydrochloride here. Now we have with us ketamine hydrochloride, which we have to make, right? So now let us just deal with so this is found to be the structural feature. So how the name will be, how the IUPAC name will be, how this can be framed, right? So we have a phenyl, to that phenyl we have a chloro, and to this phenyl, this particular carbon is holding what? A cyclohexane, which is having the ketone moiety in it, at the same time amino as well, right? Okay, so now we are just considering this as this and this, both as substituents, right? So that means this ketone can be considered as a parent, right? And the parent is attached with cyclohexane. So basically this is cyclohexanone, right? Cyclohexanone, right? Or cyclohexane 1-one, right? So if we just try to figure out the IUPAC name, how it will be? Okay. So what are the components? So this is found to be position 1, this is 2. The 2 is holding what? A phenyl. To that phenyl, 1 chloro is there. So this is found to be the major substituent. So likewise we can write, so 2 is holding what? 2 is holding 2 chloro phenyl, right? The second position of this cyclohexane 1-one is holding another substituent, this one, that is methylamino. So another substituent is 2-methylamino. What is left in the process? That is the parent. The parent is what? Cyclohexane 1-one. So likewise we should write cyclohexane 1-one. That's all. That's all about the IUPAC name, and finally hydrochloride, right? So this is all about IUPAC name and all. 2-chlorophenyl, 2-methylamino, cyclohexane 1-one. First this, then this, and finally this, right? Sure. So this is all about your IUPAC name. Now let us see that how this can be prepared, or how this can be synthesized and all, right? Okay. So the possible thing now, let us just put the structure here so that will feel convenient, right, in your proceedings and all, right? So this is methylamino, this is the first carbon, So we are done with this, right? And put one hydrochloride here. So ketamine hydrochloride as such. If we just ketamine, then no need to incorporate the hydrochloride, right? Okay. So the starting material can be something like this. So this is the area which can be broken down. We'll just separate this particular, the whole entity, this from this. Okay. And for that very reason, what we did, we have just separated this portion from this particular portion, right? So now what is left in the process? Now let us just remove this portion. Let us just remove this portion. So what is left in the process? We have a carbon, right? We have a carbon. So likewise, let us just put C triple bond N. So this is found to be one of the starting material. This is called what? 2-chloro-benzonitrile. So this is nitrile group. This nitrile group is attached to a benzene. So that is 2-chloro. 2-chloro-benzonitrile, right? This is one of the starting material. The another one is, because to this carbon we have to, this carbon should be at the end of the show, this carbon should be a part and parcel of what? The cyclohexanone, right? The cyclohexanone. That means I'm talking about this one. I'm talking about this one, right? NHCH3. This should be a part. So this is the one, right? But don't consider this nitrogen as this nitrogen, right? Let us see how it unfolds, right? How it unfolds. So the other starting material that can be used is an alkyl magnesium halide, right? Alkyl magnesium halide. So we'll just use here cyclopentyl magnesium bromide, right? This is the other starting material. Now how this will interact? So out of this interaction and all, out of this, this is the separate thing, don't mix it up, right? So out of this interaction, what should be the intermediate that will get formed? So this is the intermediate that will get formed. Fluoro, then we have a carbon, to this carbon we have a double bond O, then to this we have something like this. So this is the one which will get formed out of this assembly, out of this union and all, right? So when 2-chloro-benzonitrile reacts with cyclopentyl magnesium bromide, this is the one that is getting that has got formed. So this is nothing but this is the ketone, right? This is the ketone one. This is the ketone, that means carbonyl group. Okay, carbonyl group, or one one I should say. This is the carbonyl group which is holding what? 2-chlorophenyl, at the same time cyclopentyl. And this is what? This is basically carbonone, right? Chalo. Now, so now what next? So once we got this intermediate, let us just put one number here. Number like this, okay? So this is the first intermediate. Now what next? Still we have to go further, right? Okay. So what next? Next will be, we have to brominate this one, because we need to attach something in this position, right? And for that very need, what we need to do, the next thing, the one should react with bromine, Br2, in presence of CCl4, carbon tetrachloride and bromine. So what will happen? What will happen to this first intermediate? The first intermediate, this particular portion will remain same, right? Now what happened to this? Suddenly on bromination, this will get brominated. This area will get brominated, right? So we have got something like this. That means the cyclopentyl, the same cyclopentyl is holding a bromo at its first position. That means one bromo, cyclopentyl, one aryl carbonone or carbinone. Anything you can say, right? Chalo. Now, so this is happening. So now we got what? The intermediate 2. What happened to this intermediate 2? Now once this intermediate 2 will get formed, the next thing is that what will happen next? Okay, next, that means we need to do the expansion in that. And why expansion? Because finally we have to make what? Cyclohexane. Still it is in the form of cyclopentane, and to that cyclohexane, the second carbon should hold a methyl amino. So that means now here we have to introduce what? Once we got the second intermediate, now we have to introduce what? The methyl amine. That means H3C and H2. What this methylamine will do? What this methylamine will do? The methylamine will react to this. This H2 should take up the oxygen for the time being, right? This H2 should take up this oxygen. It seems, right? Because when methylamine approaches this particular carbonyl, what will happen? There is every chance that this nitrogen along with the methyl should get inserted at this location, right? At this location. Now what will happen to this oxygen? The oxygen will again come here to form like this hydroxyl, right? So this is the same oxygen. The oxygen which was earlier there with this carbonyl group, now it has been shifted to this area, right? this area. Why? Because here we have 2 hydrogen left, right? It is the 2 hydrogen which was left out in the process of inserting the NCH3, because here we have inserted NCH3. So earlier the oxygen was there, so we have oxygen, we have 2 hydrogens, right? What we need actually, we need a hydroxyl. So that means in that very process, the one which you need to spare is hydrogen and bromine. What is left in the process? 1 hydrogen and the bromine. So this will leave in the form of HBr and leaving behind O1H. This is how it took place, right? So earlier the carbonyl oxygen has transmigrated from here to here, and the hydrogen has been taken from this end, and thereby it forms what? OH, right? So we got like this. So that means we are at the verge of completion. Now see, so that means the second one has been transformed into a third one, right? Third one. Now we got the third intermediate. What is left in the process? Now let us see that how this third intermediate, okay, we can convert it into this particular form, right? So that means we are at the verge of one step behind, right? So now let's see that we have to make from this particular structure, we have to make this kind of thing, right? Only thing is the ring expansion. Now let's see, let's count the number of atoms which are involved in making this kind of things, right? So here we have a carbon and here we have 5 carbon. So 1 plus 5, that means 6. So here we have 6, that means we have to make a 6 carbon alicyclic system, right? So now let's see how this can be done, right? So now the ring expansion will take place in presence of boiling decalin. Boiling decalin. What is the decalin? Decalin is nothing but a saturated form of what? Saturated form of naphthalene. Naphthalene means all the points are found to be saturated with hydrogens, right? So this is the boiling decalin, which eventually leads to the production of what? This. That means final ketamine, right? So in presence of boiling decalin, what is happening here? That means, so the boiling decalin will just expand it. How? So now here, what we need, and here we have a hydroxyl. Yes, hydroxyl was there, right? So now this hydroxyl will leave the hydrogen, and this hydrogen has to be taken up by this nitrogen. Now while taking up this hydrogen from this end, what will happen to this bond? The bond has to get broken, right? Okay, the bond has to be broken, right? The bond has to be broken. Now what will happen to this oxygen? The oxygen definitely the oxygen, after leaving this or after expelling the hydrogen from this end, what will happen? This will get this particular this kind of form. That means the CHOH will get converted, or rather COH will get converted to C double bond O. So now how this is happening? This hydrogen has to be given to this nitrogen, and what will happen to this oxygen? This oxygen has to get this kind of form. Now in that very process, this is the first carbon, this is the first carbon, this is the second carbon. So this is the first carbon which is having a direct connection with oxygen. So this is the first carbon, direct connection with oxygen. Now the second carbon having a direct connection with the nitrogen. Nitrogen has taken up this hydrogen. So now the thing is that this carbon, the second carbon directly connected to nitrogen, same thing. The first carbon directly connected to oxygen, right? And the rest 1, 2, 3, 4. Here rest 1, 2, 3, 4. We are done with the hexagon system, right? So finally, it is while treating this particular intermediate, the third one, with boiling decalin, what will happen? We can get, or we should get, what? The compound of interest, that is ketamine hydrochloride. So this is how, and now finally if you are in the process of making ketamine hydrochloride, treat these things with hydrochloride HCl. So what will happen? There is a formation of ketamine hydrochloride, right? So all are done. With that we are done with the making of ketamine. Now just once again let us just brush up that what we did, okay, in this very session, what we did actually. So the first starting materials are found to be orthochloro, benzonitride. I can write nitrile in this form, right? Chemically correct, right? So now this has to be treated with cyclopentyl magnesium bromide. The first intermediate that I am likely to get, or I should get it, is like this. So like this. Then this need to be brominated, Br2 CCl4. So what will happen? Definitely the cyclopentyl, the first carbon of this cyclopentyl will get brominated, right? So likewise, we can get something like this, right? Then what next? This has to be treated with methylamine, okay? As usual, methylamine. What this methylamine will do? The methylamine will hydroxylate this one, leaving behind bromine, right? And what will happen to this carbon? This carbon will take up this NCH3. So this carbon has been transformed into imino one. So likewise, if I just try to shape it, let me just give it a shape, NCH3, and then as usual, here what happened? As I said, this will get hydroxylated, and finally, just now we did, that is the ring expansion has to be done in presence of boiling decalin. So boiling decalin, what this will do? The boiling decalin will just rearrange this one, the entire system, to make it ketamine, right? Ketamine. So all are satisfied with the valency, and finally treat these things with HCl, you can get ketamine hydrochloride. So that's all from my end. Hope you have understood the fact and file which lies within the synthesis, right? Thank you very much for your patience and all. Thank you.